Hey guys, greetings and salutations. This is James. Thank you for coming to my channel. And obviously you know what the topic is. We're back on feet. So this will be my fourth video. Really just entering the foot fetish discussion, and as usual I really want to cover a different aspect of this community, and I do want to encourage you to like and subscribe before you get before we get into the topic at hand. Once again, thank you very much for joining my YouTube. This is like my fourth video in regards to this topic, but it's been about 4 months now since I've made my YouTube channel, and I'm really enjoying the feedback from a lot of you that are reaching out to me on Instagram, Facebook, and even just the comments that are coming in. So I really appreciate that. Yet one thing I really want to just touch on is I think there's a lot of different aspects for the foot community and the foot fetish concept, and I think there's a lot of different things that I don't actually see, in my opinion, on YouTube or a lot of other platforms, a lot of things being discussed regarding certain aspects. And one of those things is actually the topic I wanted to talk about today. And that is being manipulated by ladies, for example, that are aware that a man has a thing for feet, and they'll use that to their advantage. So first off, let me just say, I do not believe every woman thinks this way. I'm happy to report there are ladies that I've even talked to that love the idea of a man admiring their feet, and they would cherish the idea of being able to come to work, or at least rather come from work, and actually have a husband that is willing to massage their feet every day for the rest of their lives, and sit back, watch a movie, feel entrusted with their husband, and so it's something that I really want to just put out there, that I'm not attacking every woman, but it is important that we have this discussion. So obviously, just like any other aspect of attraction when it comes to men attracted to women, there are, of course, a community of women that see certain opportunities as something to exploit, something to use at their advantage. Some ladies, they have a very large breast, and for the guys that are breast men, they're going to be more inclined to go out their way to accommodate somebody like that if they're attracted to that woman. So the same concept really applies to the whole feet thing as well. There are some guys that will do just about anything to try to accommodate a lady that they believe have, really nice feet. And I've addressed this in my very first video, and I think another one, that there's a spectrum. There's a lot of different guys that admire nice feet, or feet in general, that have different preferences. So, I think one of the mistakes that a lot of people outside of the foot community makes is that they kind of bunch everyone together who likes feet and assume we're all the same person, basically, which is not true. For example, there are, I've said this before in other previous videos, there are reports of some people that are psychotic, and obsessed with feet, that will actually, go inside somebody's house just to touch their feet and sneak in their house, not to steal, but just to touch their feet. Or there's guys that will see somebody laying down at the park or the beach and just touch their feet, so I'm just trying to make a distinction. We're all not the same, okay? Obviously, as a Christian man, I have Christian values, conservative values, and violating somebody's space, or they're touching them, that's without their consent, that's not something I'm interested in, and I would not promote that or encourage that as well. But obviously, there are some women, not all, there are some women that will use this opportunity as an advantage. If they see that we are receptive to being attracted to their feet, they will, go ahead and use that as an opportunity to potentially manipulate or exploit us, and just kind of get whatever it is they want. Now, I have just one experience that sort of relates to this. I don't have a lot of experiences because, thank God, He helped me mature and grow. So after this one experience, it was enough for me to kind of learn. But I do want to share it, and I do want to also encourage you guys as sharing regarding this topic. So first off, I obviously, as a younger man, I was a little bit more, I guess I want to say almost desperate to find like a partner, now more laid back with it, like I'm like, I can go either way now. I feel very content with my life. God has been very gracious and merciful and good to me. So I would love to be married, but at the time in my 20s, I was very insecure, and I was trying to just find anybody I could possibly connect with that I was just even mildly attracted to. And what was interesting is that I remember taking the time to go on social media and actually found different people that I would interact with, men and women, but mostly ladies I would focus on. And I actually went on the site Tagged, Tagged. Some of you may know about it, some of you may not care. some very interesting characters on that site. But I remember like over 10 years ago, I was on the site and I located a lady that seemed receptive to me. And she was in LA, a little rough around the corners. She had a lot of, she used a lot of slang, and but she seemed really cool. Latina, Mexican, really cool. And I remember meeting up with her, and for like 3 months, I was spending a lot of time with her, seeing her either every week or every other week. And I enjoyed connecting with her. And I remember just every time we went out, we went to a decent restaurant, sometimes a very nicer restaurant, it could be Applebee's or Chili's or whatever. But I remember there was always a movie involved as well. Now, because I'm a little bit more on the traditional side, I had no issue paying for these things. I was a working class citizen. I have a job. I have the money to put gas in my car and drive an hour to go see this lady. To me, I had no issue with this. However, over time, I think about 3 months in, I realized that this lady had no intention of actually connecting with me romantically, like actually being my girlfriend or anything like that. And I remember when I would try to connect with her, or even try to converse with her about like trying to move towards a relationship, she always kind of did these really strange maneuvers in her conversation to kind of really emphasize how I'm really cool, she's really cool, that we vibe very well. But she never said like, yeah, I actually see you as a partner, or James, yes, I would love to be your girlfriend, or, and so I was always trying to go towards that, and she never really was receptive. But I noticed that at one point she realized that I really admired her feet. It turns out she not only was a shorter lady, but she had really nice feet. She took care of her skin. She was always taking care of herself, going to salons regularly. So I was obviously very attracted to that, and I loved a lady, of course, obviously with smaller feet, and the fact that she was shorter, and I mean like short, I'm trying to figure out, like, give a good height, but like she was pretty short. And so obviously I just thought, wow, this lady, I hit the jackpot hanging out with her, having access to somebody with nice feet like this. But I think once she realized that that was something that I really liked about her, she's seen it as sort of like an opening to just kind of, I don't want to say she used me, but maybe that is the appropriate term. And she was a younger lady as well, so I think like today she's pretty mature. She doesn't think that way now. I still know her and associate with her. Our relationship is very different than what it was 10 years ago. I was trying to date her then, and now we're really cool, and I don't mind just talking to her and stuff like that. We associate very well. But I remember when she realized that I liked her feet, it just seemed like we were going to a lot of restaurants, a lot of places, but her intention was never to actually date me. And I remember just feeling like I was being strung along. But because I liked her feet so much, and she would, honestly, she even started to wear shoes that showed her feet all the time. So it was just something that really kind of drew me in. And I just thought it was just so fascinating how I felt like I could not control myself from being around this woman, because she had something obviously I admired, I was attracted to. And I guess I really want to just emphasize to all of you out there, guys, that for you men that are attracted to a woman with nice feet, keep in mind that there are communities of women that actually do appreciate a man who likes their feet. There are ladies that would love to have a boyfriend slash husband that massages their feet, that will admire their feet, that will take interest in the type of shoes they wear. There are ladies like that, but so I don't want to make it seem like I'm talking about every woman. Every woman is not a manipulator or a potential manipulator. There are some ladies that actually would enjoy that relationship with you and would be more than happy to accommodate you because they care about you. And that's one thing I'm always trying to emphasize in all my videos with feet is, if you're a guy that admires nice feet, please take the time to locate somebody that has the type of feet you like and the personality and the worldview, and connect with them, and have access to a lady that really loves you, and have access to feet that indefinitely. However, there are women that do see men as just opportunities to exploit and to use, and so I suspect that this woman, being fairly young at the time, that's what she's seen. She's seen me as somebody that, no, she's not going to date me, but I will take her out. I will drive her around. I will go take her these places. And the only thing she had to do was sort of tolerate the fact that I liked her feet. So it really was a very interesting relationship we had. Now, I will say that one thing I thought was very fascinating about this whole thing was towards, the end when I started catching on that this is not really going to go anywhere. Like she never really seemed to be interested in actually having a solid relationship with me romantically, at least at the time. No, and I just, I started to, back off. I realized, well, like most of us guys, when we realize that our efforts are meaningless, that, somebody's not going to offer it is what it is that we want. And I'm not necessarily talking about sex, but just something, even that, even if a lady, cooks very well and she just decides that she's not going to cook for you, obviously I would assume us guys, we would lose interest. It's like, okay, if I'm not going to get what I want, then goodbye, because I'm trying to, connect with you because, that part of that attraction is because of this thing that you have. And so I think it's just important to keep that in mind, that it's okay to back away from somebody that's not willing to accommodate or serve you the way that you're willing to serve them as well. And it's the same thing ideally with marriage. You're serving one another in the relationship. It's not about focusing on you, but it's focused on your partner, and your partner is serving you and focusing on you. So both of your needs are being met, and that is whether you're being intimate or in a conversation, mentally, spiritually. The idea is to serve one another, so you won't have any needs outside of the relationship. Now, what's fascinating to me is, even though I met her maybe a little over 10 years ago or so, give or take, I'm going to say back in 2020, she got in touch with me. And I thought it was very interesting how she tried to slip right back into the idea of trying to, use me as an opportunity to accommodate her lifestyle or accommodate her. And obviously she didn't really know how much I've grown because, I responded very differently to her than how I would have probably 10 years ago when I was in my 20s. But one of the things I thought was very fascinating is that she was bold enough and had the audacity to actually encourage me or even present to me that because I'm her friend, maybe it would be cool to, accommodate her. It would be cool to, I'm going to say, pay for her salon visits. So, because I like her feet, so therefore she's seen it as, then I could, take care of her feet. I can pay for those, visits. And I wasn't offended, but I will say that it was a little insulting. It was a little insulting. I felt like it was really insulting my intelligence, to be honest with you. And I realized that, I had grown at a certain point, since I met her. And she, in my opinion, was almost still displaying the same attributes she was when I first met her. She was still under the impression that she's the young, pretty thing, and everyone's going to accommodate her. And I think over time, for some people, especially some ladies that are accustomed to that lifestyle of being accommodated when they're, young and pretty and stuff like that, I think she was kind of learning, that, things change over time, especially like a span of 10 years. People are not necessarily standing in line trying to, knock over the door trying to get to you, things change over time, depending on the type of character you have, your physical attractiveness. That's something that for a lot of us guys, it resonates with us. We are visually stimulated. It's something that's very important to us. It's just part of, the way that we're designed. But I just remember she actually suggested this, and I actually had to kind of remind her as a Christian man that I don't offer benefits like that to someone that is just a friend. That would be somebody that I'm engaged with. There's somebody that I'm married to, even somebody that I'm dating would have certain privileges that, a buddy or a friend of mine would not have access to. And so if anything, I really want to just encourage all you guys out there that admire ladies with nice feet. And don't get me wrong, I know there's a lot of you that you're willing to pay crazy amounts of money just for videos and pictures and accommodate a lady just for the hope and just wishing that she'll give you the time of day. And I just want to encourage you that you have value just like these ladies do. Whether you're overweight, whether you're whatever age, you can work out, you still have value, you are made in the image of God, and you don't have to be some yes man, forking over money so you'd be noticed. There are women out in the world that will appreciate you for whom you are, and they won't need you to pay, they'll just need you. They'll just care about you, your character, your integrity, your consistency, and they will love to have their feet massaged every single day, and you can lotion them up or oil them up or whatever else. So keeping that in mind, guys, I just want to remind all the foot guys out there, do not be a floor mat or a doormat. I don't know if I want to say that, because I know within the foot community, that's actually a bit of a fetish itself, right? So I don't know if that was appropriate, I don't know, kind of like a term to use, but you know what I mean, right? All right, guys, well, I'm going to end this video. I don't want it to be too long. I know when I'm watching YouTube videos, I kind of lose focus if the video's too long. God bless you guys. Take care. This is James again. Please, again, I want to encourage you to like and subscribe, and I appreciate the support. And please comment. These topics, I think I'd like to engage with, more people. But take care, all right? And send me a message if you can, Hit me up for my information. All right, peace. Bye.